What's going on, everybody? Today is 9:40 a.m. It's time to get back into the markets. We're really just expanding up. We are just expanding up, so we could grant ourselves a little retracement, but I don't want to be like yesterday where I took a loss because of expecting price to retrace after a huge expansion. We could just be bull running, man. Other buy side targets would be all the way up here, so we are likely to get a retracement. Zoom down to the 15-minute. See where we're gonna close. We're taking out buy side on yes. More levels above. Could be pushing into 4-hour fair value gaps that are present up here. But there's so many levels just down here. You can see it from 4-hour. It's just extremely expansive right now. So I am assuming to a degree that we are going to push down. To some degree, of course. No way to tell, obviously, but there are personal intuitions. We've also got 4-hour order block levels right here, of course. So we always want to make sure we look out for those. Most definitely. But yeah, I'm just going to be patient. I'm actually glad that I'm doing videos. If you guys haven't followed my YouTube or my Instagram and TikTok, I link them in the bio. And I'm going to link them in this video as well, so that I can get some people interacting over there. It actually makes trading more enjoyable when I know that I'm going to repost these later. So I shouldn't crash out, right, for no reason. And it does make me feel a lot better, for sure. But yeah, we're going to update, see what happens to this. And when we take a trade, we're going to review it and be like, yo, this is why I took this trade. You could see that, and you could do this, that. That's going to be the video. So we're waiting right now for this price action to push either to this 15-minute order block, closing below this 5-minute order block, right? Which would indicate shorts since we're breaking structure to the downside, past the 15-minute. Or we use that 15-minute to push back up. Then we look for a lower time frame market structure shift. That's what I'm looking for. And we're going to wait and just see how price reacts. And if price is going to give us this, since there's so many like lower, higher time frame levels that price would likely want to go through. We got a 2-hour there as well. And we have a new day right here. That looks like a good target. We're going to wait though, see how market is reacting. We want to break that structure below, man. We want to break that structure. This is what my model is. So 10 a.m. closes and we form obviously that 1-hour order block from the expansion close. Price is still inside of this, right? We go down to the lower time frame. We still don't see a solid shift to the downside. And we don't see a retracement to this 15 either. So that could mean that price just wants to go inside of this low to tap into this 15-minute fair value gap. We don't have to tap into an order block. It could be just a fair value gap as well. So we're going to see, obviously, this 5-minute what price wants to do. Really, I believe it's just this low. And if we get a shift to the upside on either the 2-minute, 3-minute, then we take longs, just targeting this higher time frame. But we could also get an SMT here, which is why you just want to be patient. You just want to be patient in these kind of ranges because the lower time frame can trick you. So you want to base everything off the higher time frames, no matter what. We've already tapped into that order block below, but we could get another tap. Yeah. Okay. Let's go on to the 5-minute now. See what the 5 minutes doing. If we end up pushing lower. I'll update. Alright, so trade idea here, seeing as we inverse this fair value gap right here, ES has not taken out this buy side yet. So that's a level we haven't taken out. We are forming an SMT, but we have a target above on ES, as well as this level on NQ, obviously being respected at this 5-minute, and price continuing to push up. Off this inversion, this could have been taken for sure, but I would rather wait for price to push through. After we take this, I'm probably going to exit. All right, yeah, that trade was not going to be fulfilled likely because we still have this SMT. Price is still pushing up, which makes sense, but a better trade is to take it off of this expansion range after price breaks through these highs. If we break through these highs. I'll mark this as a 5-minute. If we tap into that 5-minute, I'll likely enter. Does look like we are going to take out this high right here. Also have levels on ES we could take that off of. Alright, well, we end up taking that high out. As you can see, there really wasn't too much of an entry here. We did inverse this gap, so that could have been entry right off this inversion. I like to wait usually more for price to retrace an order block. That's my model. But if you see a trade like this, it wouldn't have been high RR anyways. It would have been a negative RR. So I rather would not have taken that anyways. But we've taken out this buy side, so there's no more SMT aligned with these. But we're still in a high time frame PD array. So I'm still pretty patient for this to go down. Of course, we still have the levels here. But now that we've taken that high out, taken liquidity, we could just reverse bias right now. Yeah, it looks like the 15 minutes is going to form a shift as well, as you can see. We can end up closing lower. I'll update you guys. So we have taken out all this buy side, but we formed a 15-minute shift upwards. Now this is very strong. A 15-minute shift to the upside is very strong and indicative of just a continuation of bullish price action. We have so much that we could still continue to go up for. There's this 4-hour on ES that we're likely to go up for. Just extend it to the right so it's easy. That's something that we could just be targeting, of course. Filling the rest of this 4-hour as well. Looks pretty clean. I'm going to be waiting for this to get hit, obviously, in the 5-minute. Just based off of how price is acting. And I wanting to fill the rest of that 4-hour. That's why you always need to align ES and NQ. When you have ES and you have NQ, and you don't really know how to play off of each other except for maybe just an SMT, look at the targets that both of the assets are looking towards, either liquidity targets, PD arrays, or SMTs, obviously. Compare either of the two together and see where they kind of align. So before, we could have aligned that CE of this 4-hour with this buy side liquidity, right? Because both are now tapped and both are getting a reaction off. My dog is like tweaking. And right now we have the edge of that 4-hour up here with the beginning of this the edge of that 4-hour, excuse me, with the beginning of this 4-hour. I haven't marked them out because they're so far away. I just extended them. I didn't feel like doing all that stuff. So yeah, we're gonna see how this reacts. This would have been a decent trade right here for this inverse. Aligning it with ES. But I'm gonna take this off of NQ, just go off of that 15-minute fair value. Order block, 15-minute order block levels. It just looks clean, man. It looks clean, and honestly, we do have a 1-hour below, but it's way far below that I doubt price is really gonna want to take that. I do believe we're gonna fill the rest of this 4-hour. So I'm gonna update you guys if I get hit or when I get hit. So yeah. So it looks like we manipulated the highs here right before this 4-hour, inside of this 4-hour. So I cancel my position to just check out how we're doing and to see price action, because it's not all the time that price will just go ahead and manipulate highs and then just want to go like fucking regular mode, right? So see how we react off of this order block. If we get a decent reaction off of this 3-minute, I will take a short down to that 15-minute order block below. go ahead and short here then. Just to go ahead and see how price wants to react. I mean, it's looking kind of clean. All right, we're reacting off of this 3 minute. See how we want to act up. Honestly, probably just keep my take profit a little bit cleaner. Wait until we possibly move to this 5 minute. See how we can react off of that. This 15 minute on ES looks kind of clean. Of course, this could just be some bullshit. But personally, I take this because not every time that ES is close to a PD ray means we're going to go and tap up in that. If you see shifts and you see liquidity, like takes of liquidity manipulation sweeps, like this high takes out these highs, then you can be certain that we're going down. It's just how far we are going down that's tricky, right? Because you can already see we formed consolidation on ES. It's likely that price does want to push its way down, but we're going to have to be careful with where we take our profits here. I would want to go ahead and take that at the 15 minute. Of course, that would be a very, very clean trade. But this 5 minute looks like it could cause a crazy reaction. So we could end up just taking off right there. Or we could end up just getting stopped. Of course, that's just how price action is. But our stop loss is pretty tight, so I wouldn't be very angry with a loss. So we're going to go ahead and see. We do have equilibrium as well that we could take profits at, which honestly looks like a very clean position. I'll just set my take profit there to just begin with. Let's go ahead and see if we get ourselves that retracement that we're looking for. We're going to go ahead and see. We could be creating an SMT as well between these two, but it's not the clearest again. We're just going to be patient. Of course, I did have a long order set as a limit, but that long order was at that 5 minutes, so we wouldn't have been filled anyways. So it really doesn't matter which way this direction goes. We would not have been missing out on anything, but it does look like we're going to make an SMT on ES right here. If you guys can go ahead and see ES with its expansion upwards. But of course, NQ is already in that 4 hours, so we could be granting ourselves a retracement. Or we could just be pushing up. Either way, it's okay. Just how price action is. You really can't get mad at it. Days that have huge expansions, you usually do want to follow the trend, but you won't always get the best fill, so it's really up to chance. Did end up tapping off this 2 minute, but yeah, that 2 minute does look kind of clean too. So this doesn't look too great. Might end up reversing my position here. think I am going to end up reversing my position here. As you can see here, this 2-minute got absolutely edged right there. We'll probably take out of this trade once ES does instead hit that tiny, this 4 hour. It looks like it's the target, so we're just going to go ahead and hold in longs. I do believe we should have held longs from the beginning, but it's okay. It's not that big a deal. I guess my brain gets very tricked out on expansion ranges and wanting to take reversals, seeing as I think of them as more profitable. But of course, when you're in a trend, you follow the trend, my friend. You just gotta follow it, man. See if ES is gonna go ahead and take it. I'm just gonna stay patient here. Okay. We still have a 5-minute shift higher on ES. So this could still be bullish to keep pushing up. Do have that SMT, but the trend is very, very bullish, so I'm just gonna keep respecting the trend. It's almost 11, so I'd rather not stay on the charts until 11. All right then. Okie dokie then. Maybe that 5-minute would have been the best trade opportunity. If this is bullish, then we respect this low. Usually PM session is where price starts to reverse. So I do believe we still have some time for this to continue higher. Looks like we form a rejection wick off this candle. Just gonna be patient here. Watch ES very, very closely. Trail my stop loss. Probably trail that high right there. We're up a decent amount, but still gonna wait. Be more patient. Trail stop loss even more. Should hit. Should hit, to be honest. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get hit here. Let's just wait for ES to push into that 4-hour. Alright. We're pretty much edging that 4-hour right there. I'm gonna go ahead and just exit. Well, we would have gotten hit, so yeah, you see how ES is aligned with this high on NQ? We could have held and we would have gotten hit right there. Just waiting for the thing, but you know, you never know if an SMT could have just been formed or anything, so you know, it's whatever, dude. So we made a little bit of profit. I mean, honestly, this day is not great. It's not a great day, let's be honest. If you go for the review, we would have wanted to take a long right here. We never got filled. We did get filled on the 2-minute edge of this order block right here, if you could see that. And aligned targets are obviously this 4-hour with this high on NQ, but I mean, not a great day in the slightest. The early day trade, which would have been good, would probably have been this order block right here getting taken. If you want to trade PM session, you can also take shorts for a likely reversal after we fill this. Maybe even move to the CE of this 4-hour. But yeah, so basically the takeaway from this video is to align NQ with ES, align targets and order block entries as well as placements. But you could see it firsthand that we literally got spiked in right when price tapped this 4-hour. So they're both aligned, man, and it's a fact. And if you don't think that, then you got to spend more time on the charts. But still not the easiest day. Small little shift here. I messed up by going short off of this, right? I went short off of this. Why did I go short off of that? Because I saw this manipulation move. I expected price to at least push onto this 5-minute, but we never did. So key takeaway, just follow the trend. All right, follow the trend until a high time frame objective is taken. Don't let your mind trick you into taking different trades. Just stay solid on a single bias, okay? That's pretty much it though. See ya.